Do you know what? I actually really like the BMW iX3. In fact, of all the BMW EV offerings, you know, the iX and even the i4, I would say that this is the best one to have. Now this may come as a surprise because when we think BMW, we think, well, the sedan version is the flagship of BMW, but I was really surprised that I like the iX3 more than the i4. I'll show you more of that in this video over here. Hey guys, before I start, just want to say that this is my first time trying this format, and I know that it's a little bit different than what I usually do, but I want to create something that is also different from my colleagues' videos as well from Horizon, because I want to do something that's a bit more summary based to give you more of a quick in and out so you can make a quick decision about the car. If you want more in-depth reviews, you can always check out Bobby's channel and my colleague's channel. Put the link in the description below, right? Now if you enjoyed this format, please help me smash the like button, and also please let me know in the comments what you think about this video format. I would really appreciate your feedback. And also, if you want more content like this in the future, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification, and do check out my channel for more car lifestyle content, restoration, detailing, and also reviews like this. Right? With that, let's get this content started. Let's start with driving dynamics. This is where I feel the car really shines compared to the other EV offerings from BMW. And it's not about speed, it's more about how the car feels when you're driving it. The car actually feels more like a conventional car compared to an EV. And I think it has to do with the battery being in the hood itself, representing the engine, and also the engine underneath the car representing the drive shaft. As a result, the car feels more natural. Now, I'm not talking about pushing the car through high-speed corners, but I'm talking about the way it rides in town. I mean, rolling around, braking to a full stop, turning into a corner, turning out. It feels really natural. And in the i4 and the iX, I do feel a little bit motion sickness. Maybe I'm not the best person to comment on this because I'm more susceptible to motion sickness. But also I've ferried some people around and they found that the iX3 to be the most comfortable among all the EVs that's being offered. Talking about driving dynamics, we have to talk about power. Now the power isn't the most humongous, especially EVs nowadays, like Tesla Model S 0 to 100 in like less than 3 seconds and stuff like that.
What the f***? Oh my god! Oh!
Well, the iX3 only offers a very humble 280 plus horsepower and 400 Nm of torque from its 33.8 kilowatts per hour lithium-ion battery. Now 0 to 100 takes 6.8 seconds. But let me tell you something, it doesn't really matter because everything below 100 km an hour feels really rapid, fast, and there's no effort felt from the car. So when you're overtaking, you're pulling out to a fast lane, it feels smooth, fast, instantaneous. And that by itself makes you feel like you're driving a 350 plus horsepower car. And here's the best part, it feels effortless. No vibration, no roaring of the engine and stuff like that. So you and the passengers feel like calm as you are navigating in the traffic. Now, even though it's not the highest horsepower produced by an EV, I find that more than enough for daily drive and even driving on the highway. So as I said earlier, I had to take the BMW iX3 up a spirited run to Genting Highlands to test its handling dynamics, and it really surprised me. But in the EV, it felt really different. It felt like it was managing torque way before I was braking traction. And I think it has to do because it's an EV. You see, you can control power input into the tires and cutting powers and stuff probably easier because you don't have the complexities of an internal combustion engine. So as a result, when I'm going into the corner and going out of the corner, there was very little drama. Even when I have a slip, it manages torque so well, sending to the right wheels, slowing it down on the wheels that needs to slow down, and you just drive, right? Very, very efficient. And I think that's very important, especially when you have a very high torque output from an electric vehicle. So kudos to that, I really, really like it. In the handling department, what I didn't like was the steering. The steering felt just numb, extremely numb, and somehow just a little bit more numb than the ICE engine. So for that, sometimes you lose confidence because when you go in wet, you want to feel the front tires, you want to feel when you're breaking traction, and sometimes it doesn't tell you anything. So in that perspective, that's probably the weak point of its handling. But overall, the all-wheel drive system just works wonders. This, as a result, gives you a lot of confidence to drive the car on a daily basis, and I think that's a form of quality in its handling dynamics. Talking about the ride and comfort, the BMW iX3 comes with adaptive suspension. Now keep in mind, it's not the M adaptive suspension, just a normal suspension. And I think that it's not greatly very significant. I could feel a slight difference between comfort and sport, but by no means it was night and day. I felt the M adaptive suspension felt more robust. But really, comfort is just great. It rides bumps really well. It's slightly a bit on the firmer side, but I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable. And sports mode just get it to stiffen up a little bit more, but it's still very bearable, and in fact very comfortable, even more comfortable than a lot of other cars out there in sports mode. Now I think the ride and comfort is something that this car does really well. In fact, in its price range, it's hard to find a car that actually excels this well in comfort. Now the interior is pretty much an X3, and that's not a bad thing because everything feels familiar and feels more car-like again compared to the i4 or the iX, which I find sometimes a little bit confusing, especially in the iX. And what I like about this iX3 is that the infotainment system and the instrument clusters are separated, and that way it kind of feels more premium, having these two separated rather than having this huge thing like you find in the i4 and the iX, and that's just my personal preference. I find this one to be less distracting and allows you to focus more on driving. Now, the trim we get in Malaysia are the brushed aluminium trim, and again, it's not a bad thing. Everything seems to be what you expect from BMW. I really like the seats as well. I think that it hugs me really well, and when you're driving around corners, it does give you a lot of support horizontally, and it's not tight, it's comfortable, it's plush, and everything is just really satisfying, right? There's nothing much to complain. Oh, the Malaysian versions of the iX3 comes with Qi wireless charging and also wireless Apple CarPlay, and that just makes the daily commute way easier and just way more convenient. When it comes to safety, I think BMW does really well as well. With intelligent safety systems, you have early collision warning, steering intervention, braking, blind spot assist, and all those things just make your driving way more easier when in town, especially when you're in Malaysia. You got all these crazy bikes and cars flying around, right? And what I really like about the iX3 is that it has adaptive cruise control and assisted driving as well. What it means is that when you're stuck in the traffic, you get assistance so you can roll out the traffic easier, and when you're on the highway, it helps you stay in your lane, it helps you maintain speed, it helps you, keep your distance from the front car, adjust speed, etc. all in just a push and button, and that is a big selling point if you're going to daily the iX3. Well, if you're in the market to look for a great daily EV, I think the iX3 is a really strong offering. And while it doesn't have fancy apps and tricks like Tesla or the power of Porsche Taycan and the handling dynamics, but it has what's important. It's comfortable, it's not too big but not too small, you can ferry people around, you have a pretty decent sized boot and even a nice ride height. And the car actually feels very familiar, the interior design, the screen, the instrument cluster, everything is very car-like, and that's not a bad thing. In fact, I find it to be less stressful and more comfortable to drive because it feels familiar, it doesn't feel intimidating, and it's less distracting. So if you're looking at this car and you want to go for it, I think that it's a safe choice, and I think that it'll be really good. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please help me smash the like button and let me know in the comments below what you think about this new format that I'm trying. I do really appreciate your feedback, and do check out my channel as well. I do more than just car reviews. I do restoration vlogs. Currently I have 2 Alfa Romeos, a 155 and an Alfa Sat. And I also vlog about my travels, meeting other car enthusiasts, etc. and just more car lifestyle stuff. And do let me know in the comments below as well what you think about the iX3 and what other EVs would you consider as a daily EV, right? So with that, thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would highly appreciate it, and also hit the bell notification so we get an alert every time a new video is out. Right, with that, I shall see you in another video. Thank you so much again, and keep it 100%. Love you guys. Peace out.